Hey there. Thank you for checking this out. Lately, I've had quite a few people coming to me asking me a little bit about like the beginning of my journey and how I was able to overcome my picky eater um, that I was, and how I got started on my journey, how I stayed motivated, and how I became like a fitness freak. So, in January of 2013, I started my journey, and I basically got to the point where I was 155 pounds, which was the biggest that I've ever been in my whole entire life. And I was just depressed. I hated looking in the mirror. I couldn't look in the mirror without just bawling my eyes out. I dreaded every single morning standing in front of my closet, staring at my clothes, knowing well enough that none of them fit me right. And I would basically just look at it and say, well, I'm just going to wear a hoodie again to cover my muffin top and baggy shirts and anything that felt halfway comfortable, or at least, hid my stuff to the point where I was okay to walk out of my house. Um, but I hated it. I was so depressed. I had no energy. I would go to work and I would come home and I would just sleep. I would just lay down and I would take a nap until I was ready for bed. Then I would go to bed and I would just eat garbage. And what I mean by that was I would wake up and I would drive to work, and on my way to work, I would pull through McDonald's or Burger King or Taco John's or whatever fast food was on my way, and I would get breakfast. And that would basically consist of a sausage biscuit and hash browns and then a soda. I drank soda up the bazinga. Like I started off, I had to have a can every single morning right away when I woke up. And by the end of the day, I would have a case, a 12 pack to myself. And it was a bad addiction. And then for lunch, same exact thing. I would go to fast food, have a Whopper meal or whatever I felt like, chicken sandwich meal, fries or onion rings, soda, same thing. Supper, same exact thing. On my way home, pick up fast food. If I was at home, I would go and get something. If I went to Hy-Vee and actually got groceries, I would get those frozen bags of the chicken patties that you can microwave. Um, and tater tots. I was a tater tot fanatic. Chicken strips, fries, that's what I was known for from my coworkers, from everybody that hung out with me. Every single time I went out to eat, that's what I ordered. No matter the restaurant, that's what I ordered. Chicken strips and fries. They didn't have it, wasn't eating unless it was something fried. But that's basically what I ate, and it was horrible. And then I started having all of these medical issues, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so sick of going into the doctor multiple times in a month and having bill after bill and not know what's going on with my body and have infections and all of this different stuff. And I was like, it just got to the point where I was like, I'm sick and tired of laying on the couch all the time. I can't do anything because I have no energy. I have medical bills, and that's where my money's going. And I was single, so I felt very insecure and I had no confidence. And I was like, if this is how my life is going to continue, then I'm going to end up being, maybe 200 pounds. I'm going to be single for probably ever because I don't do anything, I don't go anywhere. And I would be, end up in the hospital more so, or I wouldn't be here because I'm also previously suffered from depression. So I just knew that it was a vicious cycle, and it took me getting to that point to realize that yes, I'm a picky eater. Yes, I drink a case of soda a day. Yes, I don't work out. I've never really worked out. Went to the gym a couple of times, and when I was in high school, and I did some track running, but I never actually did workout programs or workout moves or whatever like that. Um, and I didn't know what to do at all. Where to start? Nothing. No idea. And none of my friends at that time were involved in anything like that. They didn't think that there was anything wrong with me, because I hid my body. And they're like, you're not overweight. And I'm like, yeah, you don't see what's underneath this hoodie either. Um, but I decided that, I had to get real with myself. Like, I had to ask myself, am I happy right now? If I'm going to be where I'm at in a year, am I going to be okay with that? Am I going to be happy with that? And the answer was no. Like, I knew, like, my eyes watered when I thought of that. I was like, I can't even go another day like this, let alone another year, and possibly have things get worse. And so I talked with one of my coworkers, and they actually had P90X, the DVDs that were burned copies, keep in mind, and they were like, yeah, check that out, give it a shot, I kind of like it. You can do it at home. Um, so I was like, okay, yeah, let me borrow it. And then in the meantime, I went to Planet Fitness and I got a membership because I was like, oh, $10 a month, that ain't bad. But I was so insecure that if one of my friends, she started going to the gym, and so I was like, okay, yeah, take me along with you. So that was our pack. We're like, we're gonna go to the gym together. But then our schedules, of course, didn't allow for that. So when she didn't go to the gym, that was my excuse not to go. And then when I went there, I didn't know what to do. So I just stood there and walked on the treadmill. And then I watched people like do the weight things. And I'd go over there and I'm like, I can't even figure this stupid thing out. Like, I don't know anything about this. And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, it's not even, I don't even know how they go from that to that. And so it was just pointless for me. I was like, I'm not even sweating. I just look like, obviously, like I don't fit in here. And then obviously the pressure there didn't help either. So I was just basically paying for a membership that I wasn't getting, that wasn't being used. Then I got the DVDs, and there was no guide. I didn't have anything. It was literally just the DVDs that says, plyometrics, whatever the name of it was. I had no idea how long they were until I popped them in, and I didn't have a schedule or anything to follow. So I literally just put in a DVD every single day. And at the beginning, I couldn't even get through probably 15 minutes of my first workout because Tony Horton just kicked my butt. But I knew that by doing this, it was going to help me make a change. And if it wasn't going to help me make a change of some sort, then I guess I would just try something else or whatever. It's just trial and error. And I knew that, like, I could see myself slowly progressing. And it was challenging. I did, cuss him out. I, was yelling at him. I would sit there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Like, how do they go for a minute? Like, here I am 5 seconds in looking at the time going, for real? Seriously? That's it? But I knew that this was an option. And it was at that point my only option, and it was much better than the gym. I can do this at home. I don't have to worry about any pressure. I'm just following what they're doing, plain and simple. And it was just a matter of me wiggling, jiggling, sweating until I started seeing changes. And I set short goals. Small goals, I guess you could say. I told myself, within a month, I want to lose, 2-3 pounds. And I did that. And what I did with my eating was I didn't want to give up my fried food, and being a picky eater, I didn't know what to do. But I figured I would start small. So what I did was I got the MyFitnessPal app, and I figured out my weight or whatever, and I was supposed to be at 1,200 calories. So that's what I did. I just stuck with my picky eating stuff, which meant that my portion sizes went crazily down. So I went to Hy-Vee, bought all my fast food junk, the fried green beans or whatever they're called, tater tots, all of that. And I just measured it and I sized it out and I put it in my MyFitnessPal app and I watched the calories. That's basically what I did. So then I'd hit 1,200 calories, and I knew that with my workout and 1,200 calories that I was going to see some type of change because I'm burning more than I'm taking in. And that's what happened. I ended up losing more than my 2 pounds or 3 pounds or whatever in a month. And within 3 months, I lost 35 pounds. Now, it was spread out, so it ended up being from January to May because I got injured for a couple of weeks and I was sick and everything. So that amounted to be about 2 months total is what I figured out. So it was 3 months of actually working out, watching my food, and sticking to it. And I lost 35 pounds. So I completely knocked my goals out of the water. And I was so proud of myself. And I just continued on doing it. I just stuck to it. And then I found T25. And I heard about that and I was like, oh, that's only 25 minutes. So it's not an hour, it's not 50 minutes, it's cardio, so it's intense. It'll keep me going and it has a different trainer, which means new variety. So I found that on eBay, ordered it off eBay. And then I did T25. Same thing. I didn't follow the schedule. I'm not a scheduler follower person. I feel like if I'm told what to do, then I pull back and I don't do it. So I'm like a rebel, I guess you could say. But that's just me. I want to work out to what I want to work out. That's how I started, and that's what I feel like doing. That's what keeps me motivated, kind of surprising myself and, not feeling constricted. Same thing with meal plans. I've tried to follow meal plans, but I just get so discouraged by it because I'm like, oh, it puts so much pressure on me. That's not my thing. Like, I just want it simple. I want it easy. Whatever I feel like doing, I want to do it. Now, I'm trying to get better with that. I try to push myself more nowadays, but it worked for me. I still got amazing results. I went down to 120 pounds, which was only 2 pounds more than my smallest weight, which was 118 in high school. Yeah, that I was super proud of, and I was so excited and I felt so great. Then I started getting all this habit from everybody saying, you look sick, you look disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I am pretty small, for my build. And I was really small in high school too. So I didn't have, a massive transformation of hundreds and hundreds of pounds or anything like that. But to me, at 155 pounds, that does a lot of emotional breakdown to someone. So I know how it feels when you are overweight for your body, or you're at the biggest point that you've ever been. That is emotionally exhausting and it tears you down. And we all know that your mentality is really what drives you and pulls you through in life. So when you are knocked down and you're getting knocked down by everybody else on top of yourself continuously, and you just feel broken and hopeless and lost, and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, you don't know how to start or where to start or anything, I know that feeling, and it's horrible. So even though I didn't have a massive 100 pounds of transformation, the feeling alone makes the biggest difference. If you're at your biggest weight and you're happy. If you love where you're at, you're confident, you're happy. That's what matters, is that you're happy, that you do what you're happy. That makes you happy. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong, where they just, instantly judge people. And I just don't feel that's right. If you're happy where you're at, that's what I want to see. That's the main thing in life, is living your life to the point of being happy. And I wasn't happy at 155 pounds. But that was just the start of my journey. And then T25, I decided to put on some muscle. So I went into P90X3, Tony Horton, 30 minutes a day. I could do that. I could do 25 with Shanti. I could do 30 with Tony. And then it just kept going on to new programs because I get to do it at home. I have no judgment. I have nobody criticizing me. I don't have to sit there and figure out a stupid machine. Try to figure out the picture, try to do it, whatever. I don't have to worry about people, not cleaning up the machines afterwards, or, sweat or whatever. I don't have to be one of those comedy clips, of biffing it on the treadmill, or, upside down on the foot machine, whatever you want to call it, and, falling over with weights. I can fall over here and Pugsley probably won't laugh at me. So it's just, I get to do it at home, and then right when I'm done, I love how I can just jump in my shower and I'm done. I don't have to commute to work or to the gym. I just go to work. And in the winter, it's awesome because I don't have any excuses. It's right here. I can pop it in. I have a personal trainer in my living room, and it works great. And I can do what I want to do. I don't have to follow a schedule, and it works for me. So at the beginning of your journey, you just have to get real with yourself. How serious are you? What are you struggling with? That's the first thing that you need to identify. I knew it was my eating. That was my biggest problem. So I knew that by changing my eating, I would potentially gain more energy, so then I could do my workouts. And by changing my energy or my nutrition, I also would have less medical bills and less doctor visits. And then I could lose my weight, become more confident. So you really have to figure out, what are you struggling with? Is it your nutrition? Is it your motivation? Is it your energy level? Is it your lack of support at home? Is it knowing where to start or how to start or what to do? Because there's so many flipping options out there. You just have to decide and narrow it down. What is really going to make the biggest impact? Because most of the time, if you identify one or two of those things, it will have a part in the rest of them. So, really, just getting real with yourself, identifying your struggles, and then just, determining what you want to start with. What would you possibly look forward to? What is going to help you? What is doable? So, don't try to take on, a completely new eating habits, completely cutting out, waking up tomorrow not having soda at all, not having any type of caffeine, cutting out all your sugar, cutting out all of your greasy foods or, fried foods or whatever. And then, saying to yourself, I'm going to spend 2 hours in the gym lifting weights and I'm going to do an hour of cardio. No, you have to be realistic with what you're setting yourself up for, because you don't want to right out the gate set yourself up for failure. You got to be real with it. So just, start small. Small changes are going to make the most impact down the road, and it'll be much easier to stick to. So you just want to, start small, start with one thing, or just, say, I'm going to try to do 30 minutes. I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to, try to cut out one soda a day and narrow it down every day. Try to get better, and then reevaluate yourself every day. And then every week, add on a different goal for that. And just work yourself up, and get yourself there. So that's my recommendations. That's what's helped me. I hope it helps you. And, just believing yourself, trying different things, finding your click, whatever is going to work for you, and, having confidence that you can do this, because you can. You just have to try, and you just have to be serious about it, and you just have to be ready to go. And then you just got to go, and you'll try, and you'll learn, and you'll figure out what works, what doesn't work, and you'll meet some amazing people, and you'll have an awesome journey on the way. And you'll never know the opportunities that can open up afterwards, like it has for me. So I hope this helps you, and good luck. I wish you the best. And if you have any questions, if you need any help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here. Thank you.